New Year's is right around the corner, which means the gyms are about to be packed. So today I'm going to share with you my own fitness accountability partner to help you stick it out past the normal drop-off time of about mid-January to February and help you achieve your fitness goals. Now, huge disclaimer before we get started. If you are new to fitness and exercise, this video is not for you. You need to go find yourself a personal trainer, a coach, a physical therapist, something of that sort. Make sure you're healthy enough to exercise. But if you already are comfortable with lifting or running or whatever your fitness goals are, you just need that extra accountability partner and maybe a kick in the butt, then this could be for you. So again, if you're new to this, go find yourself a real human to help you figure out your proper form and health level. So let's get started. Today we're going to use ChatGPT, which I am just on the free account. So this is a great test bed for using AI at the next level. So I created a fitness accountability partner. I'm going to show you, I'm going to be going back and forth between creating a new project and going to what I've already created so you don't have to go through the painful process of watching me set up my own. So in the instructions of this YouTube video, you will find this prompt. And you're going to copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. Gemini I don't really recommend on this particular one, but if that's what you've got, it will work. Just remember to pin each of your conversations. So this is a prompt generating prompt. So that is what it is. It's a prompt engineer, and it's going to guide you, the user, through all these questions so it can get a good background on you on how to best serve you as your accountability partner. So the first step is going to be asking about your profile, what your age is, what your fitness history is. Are you an athlete? For me, I'm a former athlete and now a middle-aged woman just trying to have some discipline in her life. It's going to get training details, like what do your weeks look like? When can you realistically get exercise in? And this may call you into question of where do you need to carve out space to reach your fitness goals? Something else that I put in there was like Wednesdays, not a gym or swimming day for me because I'm really busy. So I'll try to go for a run in the afternoon. That's also my weakest point to where I'm most likely to let my schedule get away from me and lose my discipline. So whenever I check in on Monday or Tuesday, my accountability partner is like, okay, your weekday is coming up. Your weakness day is coming up. What time? What time are you going for your run? And I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay. Let me nail that down between the different things I have going on. So it's been good for that. Okay. So that is in the schedule. What are those days? And then understanding your nutrition approach. If you want to track your macros, again, disclaimer, see a nutritionist if you're new to this kind of thing, or you have questions. But if you're just looking for accountability, this is a great resource. So I don't personally track my macros, but that question is in there if that's the kind of thing you're looking for. And then define accountability style. This is probably the most important part, because if this thing is responding to you in a way that totally turns you off from checking in, then you're not going to check in. It needs to be something that is at the right level of accountability, that's going to hold you to whatever your own goals are without you being like, oh, forget that mess. I do not want to talk to it. So it'll go through, it'll ask you a ton of questions. Just be totally honest with what your preferences are. And if it turns out it's not right, you can always go back, either recreate it or change it to talk to you in a way that's going to motivate you to achieve your own goals. And then it's going to clarify output preferences. If you need to see some kind of chart, it doesn't really do that for me, but you can set it up to do that. And then it's going to generate that complete prompt that's going to go into your project instructions. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to copy this prompt generating prompt. Again, it's in the YouTube instructions. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to go to a new project. Projects are different than custom GPTs in that you can add various things. So I'm going to name it my demo fitness accountability. And then here are the settings before you go any further, because you can't change this later. you want to set it to what you want the memory to be. So the default is that it's going to remember all the chats you've had in other windows. Project only, it will only stay within that project. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. But if you want it to only remember what your fitness conversations are and not whatever other thing you talk to it about, then you want to adjust it there. So default or project only. And then you're going to create your project. And then before we add any files or instructions, we're going to develop this prompt. So that prompt that's in the instructions in the YouTube description, you're going to paste that in there and you're going to hit go. Okay, so it'll come back and it'll ask you these questions. I am not going to put you through the pain of watching me do my own, but we'll go back to my fitness accountability partner that I already have. We'll go back and look at this conversation that I had with it last week when I set this up. So I put in that prompt and we went through and it asked me all these questions, one step at a time. And I answered it honestly. We went through, I talked about my goals. I uploaded for me to have an objective goal instead of I just want to be healthy, which is going to lead me down a road of not being disciplined. I picked some PFT goals. So I uploaded the Marine Corps PFT standards in here. We had a little chat about that and it came back with a prompt, which is way down here. So you can see there was a lot of back and forth. And just if you're using the free account, you might time out if there's a lot of back and forth. Just be patient. Put your phone down, your computer down, come back to it because this is for your own accountability. So now I'm going to go to my phone because I haven't figured this out on the computer, how to copy this prompt and put it into the instructions within the computer. I know that's kind of weird. So here I am on ChatGPT on my phone. I'm going to go to my fitness accountability. I'm going to go to that prompt generation chat and I'm just going to hit copy. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to these three dots, edit instructions. Whoops. Nope. That's the one I already have set up. So that's where I could have put. For my demo, I'm going to go here. I'm going to do the three dots, edit instructions. I'm going to paste. And then, that was the conversation. Remember, don't get caught cheating on your papers. You got to delete that conversational piece with your LLM and only paste in the useful part. So now it's just that full prompt that's now saved within the instructions of my ChatGPT project. So now I can go in and continue this conversation, start going through. So we're going to switch back over to my computer so you can see this. So the first week of this, I was traveling for the holidays. So I went through and I told it all my training stuff. And you can see how long this bar is. Just all week I was checking in, had different ups and downs because I was traveling. And then at the end of the week, I was like, hey, give me a summary so I can put it in my log. It gave me this training log. And I went down to the bottom. I copied it. And I had a Word document. So this part I do have to do on my computer. Most of the rest of it I can do on my phone, which is good, right? Because that's what you have by you all the time. I went to this Word document. I pasted in the log that ChatGPT gave me. I hit save. And now I can go back we'll go back to my demo. Oops. I'm in the demo and I'm going to add files. So, one other thing where you can add files is I'm going to put the Marine Corps PFT standards in there. So the plank, the pull-ups, and the run, so that it knows what the standards are. And then go to, my fitness log. So with the free ChatGPT account, you can only have 4 files, but for me, that's perfect. That's all I need. So let those add. They're still working on them. Okay, now I just hit exit and I can go, and now next time I check in, I'll tell it that went for a run at the gym on Monday because it was 28 with a wind chill of 8 degrees. Ran 2 miles on the treadmill. Tuesday, hit the gym. All right, so it's going to check in. If it had been like 40 degrees, it would have called me out like, dog, you should have gone for a run outside. Went to the gym. Sometimes it calls me out like, cool, you went to the gym. What did you actually do at the gym? So it's not perfect. And then I can say, what's my neck? It's checking on like, I got a knee injury. It's saying, how's that feeling? Again, for real problems, go see a doctor. But it's just good to help you keep a log of what's going on. I'm going to ask what's next on my schedule. And it knows because we talked about this last week. It's going to say, hey, what's next? Next is Wednesday. It's telling me, so it's actually changed. My original plan was to go for a swim on Wednesday, but since I didn't get much running in, it's telling me I need to go do that. In which I could just go back and be like, no, I'm going for a swim today. So that's what's nice about LMs. You can go back and forth. Says, okay, swim day, cool. And then tells me what's going on next. So that is my fitness accountability partner. Again, remember, see a human doctor to make sure you're cleared for fitness. But if all you need is an accountability partner, which I think we probably all do, this might really help you out. It's really helped me stay focused. All right. Happy New Year.